Hello dear students, I am Dr. B.K. Sharma, Associate Professor, Chest Medicine. Today I am starting bronchial asthma. It is a chronic inflammatory airways disease in which cells and cellular elements play a definite role. Bronchial asthma is associated with airway hyperresponsiveness. It is characterized by wheeze, breathlessness, chest tightness, and cough. Its nature is episodic. Sometimes the patient remains free, or sometimes the symptoms are aggravated. Bronchial asthma affects all age groups. Development of the disease of bronchial asthma is mostly genetically determined, but environmental pollution has also a definite role. There are so many factors like indoor and outdoor allergens, like microbial exposure, diet, vitamin, breastfeeding, tobacco, smoke, and air pollution. Incidence of bronchial asthma has increased in the later part of the last century. Now, coming to pathophysiology. The main element of the pathophysiology is airway hyperreactivity. Airway responds to many triggers. This response is very much in the asthmatic patient in comparison to normal persons. And other factors, that is behavior of smooth muscle, and there are certain neurogenic mechanisms which tends to constriction of the airways. Now, other part is atopy. Atopy means there is increased level of IgE in the blood of asthmatic patients. There is also sensitization, and there is urticaria or rashes when we inject the allergens. Now, allergens are mostly house dust, mite, pollens, cats, and dogs, and so many pet animals. Now, this type of bronchoconstriction by allergens may be by two methods. One is early, and second is later phase of hyperresponsibility. Other pathology related to asthmatic is aspirin. Aspirin causes emission of cyclosinate enzyme, and that leads to bronchoconstriction. Now, some patients are of exercise-induced asthma. The patient develop bronchial asthma after exercise in cold weather mostly. Now, in persistent asthma, there are several changes in the bronchial airways. There is chronic inflammation, and even after prolonged illness, there is also So there is permanent constriction and thrombosis of the airway, and in that case the bronchodilators has becomes ineffective in the treatment cause. Now we come to the clinical features. The mainstay of the clinical features is recurrent episodes of breathlessness, chest tightness, cough, and chest pain. Classical precipitating factors are exercise in cold weather, viral upper respiratory infections, exposure to airway, which is generally found. Other findings are nasal polyp or eczema. There may be sometimes vasculitic lesions of eosinophilic, which is granulomatous. In mild patients are generally asymptomatic and no feature is found in the intermittent period. Now, in cases of bronchial asthma, there is definite diurnal pattern. The patient has worst feature in the night, in the early morning, and the patient has cough, breathlessness, mostly in the early morning, and generally in the evening the patient is relieved of these symptoms. Sometimes the patient has cough as a dominant feature. So this may be caused as cough variant asthma. Some patient has inflammatory response in the upper airway. Patient may have inflammatory response in the upper airway, that is sinusitis, headache, cough, and running nose, and loss of sense of smell. So inquiry should be made about the allergens like cat, dog, horse, any pollen, outer mice. Now coming to drug-induced asthma. Beta blockers are the important cause of bronchial asthma. Even if it taken as topical, may cause bronchial spine. Other drugs causing bronchial asthma is NSAIDs. Mostly aspirin. Patients of the are mostly of female and he may have nasal polyp. Oral contraceptives and prostaglandins, betel nuts also can cause bronchial asthma. Now, coming to diagnosis. Diagnosis of the bronchial asthma is based mostly on clinical history, and it may be supported by spirometry or other tests. Classical history of bronchial asthma is with recurrent episodes of bronchospasm, the patient remains asymptomatic in the intermittent phase. So this is very classical presentation, and there is also diurnal variation. Now, coming to the spirometry. In spirometry, if we do FEV1 and FVC, if FEV1 is changed by more than 12% to 15% after bronchodilator then it is definitive of bronchial asthma. So, and other test if the spirometry is not available, then we can diagnose by peak flow meter. If EFE change more than 20% the diurnal variation, if it is more than 20%, it is a diagnostic of bronchial asthma. It is in case of bronchial asthma, it is less than 20% in the evening in case of bronchial asthma. And peak flow is more in evening by 20%, and that is diagnostic of bronchial asthma. Now, if the patient has these tests are not supporting, then we do by challenge test. By challenge test, we do inject some histamines, which it is followed by decrease in airway constriction, and there FEV1 is decreased. Other is exercise test. If the patient is asked to do exercise and if he is asthmatic, his FEV1 deteriorates rapidly. Now, other tests are of atopic. We estimate the serum IgE level. If it is raised, then it is diagnostic of bronchial asthma. Other test is by injecting allergens in the skin, and there is rashes and urticaria following injection of allergen. That is also diagnostic of bronchial asthma. Now, other tests are chest X-ray, which is generally normal, but if there is occlusion of airway, and then there will be collapse of the lung fluid, and that is in favor of bronchial asthma. Now, latest is HRCT, that also helps in diagnosis of bronchial asthma complicated by aspergillosis and other things.